Do you guys want to see my costume from the Dark Knight? If so, stick around. So we are in the Batcave currently. This is where we watch hockey games and stuff. I used to have the whole room covered in this stuff to look like a Batcave, but when we had these windows replaced, I had to tear all of that out, and I just kind of kept going. So I only have that corner now. But I do have the TDK Batsuit displayed, and I've got some hot toys, some things I've made and printed, some other things, another costume we can show later, and some stuff, and a VR sitting on the couch. But this suit is like one of my pride and joys. I have several pride and joys. I don't know. I have several of them, and this is one of them because I like it. And if you saw The Dark Knight, which, God, I hope you have by now, when this suit was revealed in the Hong Kong scene, I am going to pull him away from the wall and open up that shade so that we have a little more light in here. It is Batcave. It's dark. Like, who knows what's up there? Stalactites? I don't know. All right, so to start with, he is on a, 6'2" flexible mannequin. I can't remember where I got it. I'm pretty sure it was on eBay. If you search flexible mannequin, you'll find it. It's really cool. It's foam filled, and I could have these positioned however I want it. I just never did. And the cool thing about that is that Batman's as tall as Batman should be, much taller than me. It also made the suit really easy to get on. What is that? Made it really easy to get on because it's all flexible, so I could bend his arm and put it through there if I needed to. All right, the suit. So the suit is created by UD Replicas. I believe it's a Canadian company. I bought the suit back in 2010, if you can believe that. So this suit is 13 years old, and it was so amazing when UD Replicas came out with this suit. I think the coolest thing about it is that it's a wearable, flexible, actually protective motorcycle suit. And brand new, it came with motorcycle armor within all the parts. I took that out because it was hot enough already. But I also did have a motorcycle at the time, so I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm definitely going to use this. I never did ride the motorcycle with it. But it is an actual motorcycle suit, and this is hard carbon fiber resin right here. The rest of it is a leather suit. It's really cool with then mesh underneath. So if you've never seen one of these UD replica suits, you should check out the website. I don't even know if it's up. I guess I should go check. But a lot of people do have this suit because it was really pretty affordable. It's one of the best Dark Knight costumes out there. And it just is pretty great. The cowl and the neck piece are, I bought them from somebody online. My details are a bit fuzzy because it's been 13 years, but it was somebody online. I think the name was Drift Fan or something, the username, and it is a great cast in urethane and fits really well. And it does look good if you're just going out on the night or on the town at night. I mean, as the Dark Knight, there's a lot of night in there. It's just a nice piece. I did have a Batman Begins suit before this, and the neck was attached to the cowl, and it came down and bolted on right here. And yeah, you definitely couldn't move your head. That wasn't cool. This is disconnected from the neck piece, of course, so you can move your head a lot easier. The cape I made myself out of black velvet, and it was actually one of those Simplicity or McCall's patterns that you can just get at Joann's, along with, of course, black velvet you can get at Joann Fabrics. And I basically just made it friggin' huge, which it should be, I think. It definitely drags on the ground, gets dirty, but just enough, and billows, when I walk, which is kind of what I wanted. And it has kind of a sheen, and I don't think it looks too unlike the movie version. And I did buy a few yards of fabric, but it was I don't know, 30, 40 bucks. So sewing it myself saved a ton of money on that. And then to attach it to the suit, I actually sewed in some neodymium magnets into the end of that and cut a hole right here and poked it under here because this is where it's supposed to go, under this part of the suit, which the real one doesn't look quite like this, but tucked it in there, attached a magnet onto the inside of the suit, and that way it doesn't come out, but it is removable. I guess while I'm here, I could show you how this opens up if you guys haven't seen this UD replica suit. Oh, there we go. So it is Velcro right there, and then you can undo it there, and then it just reattaches if you reattach this thing. The only downside is that you can hear the Velcro when you move, so try not to breathe. The good news for me with the breathing part is that I bought this 13 years ago, and if I put it on now, I definitely can't breathe, so problem solved. The gauntlets that it came with were also made out of leather, and you just can't make a gauntlet out of leather. It just didn't look right, and like these fins were horrible. And so I actually found this on eBay from a seller that had cast their own gauntlets out of urethane, and what's really nice is that these are flexible, and I think they just look the way that they're supposed to, and that's kind of what we're going for here, right? The gloves are on point. They have that mesh and then the hard armor, although it is leather, but I think they look like they should, which is like motorcycle gloves with punching knuckle things. Same with the boots. They're actually really comfortable, really nice motorcycle boots with a really good sole on them. And they come up real high to the knee and work really well. The last bit is the belt. I actually had lots of trouble with the belt. I originally bought a resin cast belt on, I think it was like, I don't know, was it eBay? I don't know. But it was a horrible cast. It had tons of bubbles in it. It was just trash. And so I filled all the holes. I sanded it really well. I ended up recasting it myself and then painting it. And then I added magnets. Now this belt is held together with a wire going from here, and it loops around here and then goes to the back and is secured in by screws holding it in. That's kind of wonky, but I also put in these neodymium magnets. And what's cool about having this magnetic belt is obviously if you have metal batterings, you can attach them to your belt. These are a little dangerous to carry around though if you're going to be around kids, and the finish on these is kind of funky after all this time. I actually also wanted to do something with my sticky bomb design where it would magnetically attach to the back of the belt. But that is going back up on the rack because I haven't had time to redesign this thing. The belt does attach in the back with these magnets, but also added a strap because it was falling off during any live engagement, I suppose. I mean, when I was fighting crime, it would come off. It's very embarrassing. So comparing this suit to the actual suit and like the Hot Toys suit, it's pretty close. Certainly, it's not perfect. It doesn't look like a billionaire's applied sciences division made it, but it has some flaws, but overall, it's pretty damn great. It didn't cost, $10,000. It didn't take a ton of work, and it is really pretty flexible and wearable once you get it on. And I would put it on for this, but honestly, it's easy enough to get on me, but it is still a pain, even with the flexible mannequin, to get back on the mannequin. I just don't want to get into it, sorry. But there it is. So let me know what you think of this Batsuit in the comments. Let me know if there's anything else in the Batcave that you've seen that you want to see more of. Happy to show it off.